Came from Annandale, Virginia, about 270 miles, 60 miles.
I drove 6 hours to get here. Yeah, we were coming from Central Virginia.
I drove 2 hours and 40 minutes.
It took me 4.5 hours all the way from Hamilton, Ontario.
I drove about 4 hours to get here.
I came from Rhode Island and it was about 9.5 hours.
I live in Butler, so I came about 30 minutes to get here.
I came about 3.5 hours.
I drove about 9 hours.
What's the name of this event?
Hand tool, hand tool, hand tool, hand tool,
Hand tool.
Hand tool,
hand tool haven, baby.
It's going to be fun.
I've been go, go, go all day.
I know you have.
All right, I am Jamie Harpster. I am the founder and president of Plain Wellness. And what does Plain Wellness do? We give out free, virtual, and in-person woodworking courses. They are for any adult or veteran that has a mental health diagnosis or physical disability. If we can make learning woodworking more accessible, then our students will experience more peace, joy, and accomplishment in the shop. That's what improves mental wellness. Woodworking has a therapeutic benefit because it grounds you. It is the sound of a plane taking shavings. It is seeing the curls come out of the plane. It is the tactile feedback that you get from pushing the plane through the wood. It hits all of your senses. Your brain is constantly going and growing and learning more about woodworking. You're thinking about your next project. You're thinking about a prior project. So it brings all of that together.
Just makes you happy.
Plain Wellness started hosting Hand Tool Haven because normally for nonprofits you host something that's called a gala. You get all fancy in a suit and tie and you go to a fancy dinner. Most of us aren't fancy. I'm personally not fancy, so we decided, let's host a tool event. Let's do that instead. Let's get the community together. Let's have some demonstrations so people can learn woodworking, and then let's just geek out over tools. Plain Wellness trades isolation for community. In our courses, you get to interact with other woodworkers, even if it's virtual, even if it's for a short amount of time. You get to be a part of the community through Plain Wellness.
Yes, sir.
There are so many things in our life that are out of our control. Woodworking and what you do with your hands is in your control.
So I'm actually a mission student with Plain Wellness, which means that I do have mental health diagnoses. So I've been dealing with clinical depression since I was a teenager, and diagnosed with ADHD as an adult. Though when in hindsight, it made a lot of sense. And what's nice about Plain Wellness and its mission in the woodworking that we do is it allows you to, for ADHD especially, allows you to kind of focus your hands and get a focus in and kind of center your mind on something. For the depression, what I like about it is it lets you realize you can fail. There's a lot of anxiety you may have and things like that, but okay, your dovetail didn't fit right. Well, cut it off and try again. You're going to have these hiccups. You're going to go, but you can keep on trying and working to work on that. And so that's one of the reasons why I love woodworking as a way to kind of improve mental wellness and help other people as well. One of my favorite things about taking the in-person classes is the community involvement. So, woodworkers, we tend to hide in our basements or our shops and not really interact with other people. But when you go to do these in-person classes, and even the online ones, you get to interact with other woodworkers who you might not normally have an experience with or might not be able to work beside, and you get to swap stories and share tools, see what techniques they use, and learn a lot of new things just from other people, not just the instructors.
The Rose engine has been around since the 16th century, although very few people know what it is or how it's used. So that's why we're here teaching people. The Rose engine lathe is a lathe that rocks on pivots. And what happens is the headstock rocks and you're able to do geometric patterns with it. To put it in the context of history, it was mostly in the early days used for decorative arts. In 1763, Wedgwood used it to create pottery, and he was trying to find something new to impress the queen, so he developed queensware from it. By the 19th century, it was being used in printing, in the calico textile industry. It was used in glass blowing molds. Eventually, it was used in plastic injection molds. Today, we make decorative arts with it. It can do fluting, it can do beading, you can turn polygonal objects. It's used on watches. It was used on Fabergé eggs, Fabergé cigarette cases, and what it does is it engraves lines that are then crossed over the top of each other, creating optical illusions. I like showing the Rose engine because most people have never seen one, they've never had access to one, and there are a few who've actually read about it or seen it on YouTube. And having them see one for the first time, they just kind of light up. They kind of get excited. They begin to see potentials that they had never seen before. They begin to see objects that they've never seen turned like that before. And the thrill of seeing something new is a wonderful thing to participate in.
I'm Joshua Clark. I own Hyper Kit and Tool Company. I specialize in usable vintage hand tools. So the tool chests, these both came from collections that I purchased from somebody. Downsizing. What's remarkable about them is the incredibly plain exterior that you wouldn't think twice about, and then you open them and they look like this, with this gorgeous inlay, multiple kinds of wood. These are all dovetailed trays, old auger bits. They're just. I think this one's my favorite. Sliding tills. And these are removable, half-blank dovetails on them. It's a piece of furniture in itself, right? My favorite part of it is this saw till that clasps in, and the whole saw till lifts out for access to your saws.
You just do what you're doing.
Right? And I am of Eric Meyer Maker. So I make hand tools and document it on YouTube. I'm looking back at past examples, trying to bring that to now and figure out what went well back then and then kind of adapt it for what maybe the modern maker is looking for. So all of these are pretty much historically inspired. I made a couple of them over here are based on old infills. For some of these, I was experimenting with low angles. So all these are bedded at like 40 degrees so you get that nice slicing action, good on end grain, stuff like that. So over here, these are Dancing Master calipers. So you can just find inside, outside dimensions with them. They'll hold your settings for you. Fun to make. So these rules here, they start off as old framing squares that ended up rescuing, clean off the rust, chop them down. All right, so hook rules are good when you're doing like hot work, like if you're at a blacksmith and an anvil. I also find them useful if you're doing a lot of rough work with breaking down lumber. Basically, they're good anywhere that would destroy a tape measure. I'm pretty much trying to just have fun and just basically share what I do. There's no specific kind of like end goal monetarily. It's mostly just I like this stuff, so I want to try to get in front of more people who might like it as well.
So right now we have lost power. We have improvised. We've got that building with power, so we've moved all of the extension cords, We are back on. This building is they're kind of out of luck, but nobody seems bothered. You want to know why? Because they're here for the mission. That's why.
I'm on the committee for Hand Tool Haven.
And what are you doing right now?
Right now, I'm building the stage underneath the tent where all the presenters and everybody's going to hang out and watch some amazing woodwork.
Can you tell me what's been your favorite part of the show so far?
My favorite part of the show is the people. Between the buyers, the vendors, the presenters, it's a wealth of knowledge. Everybody is super friendly. It's just a great group of people.
My favorite part is probably the old vintage tool sales, and I'm just starting to watch some of the presentations.
The community spirit here, I've found every single person I've met has been friendly.
My favorite part of the show is the amazing demonstrations and the chance to pick the brains of some of the most knowledgeable woodworkers around. Are you going to come back next year?
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely. I'll be back volunteering again next year.
Oh, I am most definitely going to come back next year.
And I'm definitely going to come back next year.
I will absolutely be coming back next year, I can't wait.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I plan to come back next year.
I will be back next year in Washington County Fairgrounds for Hand Tool Haven 2027.